Gurur Vina Gatir Nasti, says Yoga Sutra. True knowledge, activation of the Kundalini and totality in life are not possible without a Guru. Hence Guru is my sole guide to spiritualism. Guru bin Gyaan Kahaa se Pavoo. The body and the soul cannot be separated from each other. One cannot think of a body without a soul or a soul without a body. Both are supplements of each other. The relation of a guru and a disciple is also similar, especially when the guru has achieved divine enlightenment and the disciple is fully devoted. One cannot become a disciple by merely touching the guru's feet or by obtaining diksha. Even if I do give you diksha, you shall not become a disciple. Diksha only means that you are my follower, that you like my ideals. It means that you are trying to grasp the deeper meaning of my thoughts. A person becomes a disciple when his soul is linked with that of a guru. Disciple is one without whom the guru cannot live, and such a disciple too cannot live without a guru. A body without life, without soul, is bound to find itself in the blazing fire of a funeral pyre. Without a soul, a body cannot exist. I have just explained what I mean by a guru and a disciple. A disciple always thinks about his guru. For him, there is nothing in this world except his guru. And the guru always thinks of only his disciple and nothing else. The guru always wishes to raise the disciple to his own spiritual levels by instilling divine knowledge and enlightenment into him. And no one is more happy than the guru when the disciple becomes capable of guiding others, when he becomes capable of making others believe in his words, and when he learns to instill his knowledge, his words into the conscience of others with the help of his sadhanas. Then the guru feels and knows that his efforts have proved to be successful. And it is said in the ancient text Kathopanishad that even if a disciple devotes his entire life, he cannot pay off the debts of a guru. And in telling you all this, I do not have any selfish interests. The guru does not want the disciple to give him anything. This is a bond between two souls. A soul never says to the body, "Give me this," and neither does the body ask anything of the soul. Both are linked with each other. When such a stage comes, then a person becomes a disciple. A complete guru is called sadguru. The prefix sad means one who has attained totality and can also help others achieve it. Every person in this world is incomplete. You are incomplete, hence you keep walking towards death. A complete, capable human never chooses the path leading to mortality. If we subtract 0 from 0 or add up 2 zeros, a 0 is what we get. Totality is also denoted by a 0. It can never be vanquished or wiped out. It can never perish. Whatever perishes ends up in a graveyard, and such a life cannot be total. As soon as a person is born, he is pushed on to the path of death. This is but a natural process. But some fortunate people stop moving on this path when they meet a sadguru on the way. You can find several gurus in Mathura and Vrindavan. Even if you do not go about searching for a guru, you shall meet one. But you cannot find a sadguru so easily, because only one who knows how to form a bond with one's soul and life is a sadguru. If a person is selfish and wishes to obtain something, then he can become a guru, but not a sadguru. If my own wishes, my desires have not been curbed, then how can I achieve totality? If I myself am not complete, then how can I make you achieve totality? Hence, just by looking at the dress or physique, we cannot recognize a sadguru. A sadguru leads a very simple and ordinary life. Ordinary does not mean that he is a pauper. It means that he is able to sleep on the ground just as fitfully and peacefully as on a soft mattress. Such a person remains contented in all situations, in all conditions. If someone gives him his due money, he remains happy, and even if someone refuses to do so, then too he remains satisfied. And this is why he is a sadguru. According to Kathopanishad, just as there are ways to test a true disciple, similarly there are methods to see whether a guru is real or not. It is more difficult to become a guru, and that too a complete guru. Kathopanishad explains what totality means.
Purnatvamev gurutam saitam sadev varnam vadata saitam sarinam.
How can we recognize a sadguru? How can we differentiate between a guru and a sadguru? Just by looking with our eyes, we cannot ascertain this, because an artificial diamond sparkles more brightly. Even your thoughts, your vision, your body are artificial. Only an artificial person gets attracted towards another fake person. This is why you get enchanted by a fake guru who can only plead for something before you. Such men are beggars and not gurus. Rather, they are marring the sanctity of the word guru. If faithfully you meet a real guru, then the path of your life leading to death shall itself bend towards immortality. It may also happen that you may not meet him in your entire life, or you may meet him but may fail to recognize him. Anything can happen. The question which now faces us is, how should we recognize him? According to Kathopanishad, there are 3 clues to recognizing a real guru. Firstly, such a guru leads a simple but highly elevated spiritual life. Even in simple conditions, he lives in complete happiness. He feels happy living in a palace and eating delicious food, and he feels equally satisfied living in a hut and eating ordinary coarse bread. Secondly, his words are dynamic and carry a magnetic force. He is such a powerful orator that words seem to be his humble servants. The people not only believe every word he speaks, but listen to him with bated breaths. The listener feels that he is hearing something which is rare and which cannot be heard from anyone else. He is a master of words. Even politicians and leaders are good orators, but every word of his makes a distinct mark on the mind, soul and heart of the people. Thus, words of a real guru are his best identification marks. Thirdly, one feels very close to a sadguru. You may have heard and read a lot about the Himalayas, but as you have not been there, they are useless for you. That mountain is important to us, which we can climb. A guru who appears in public only once in a month, or who does not meet you, is of no use in your life, and it shall not affect you whether he is there or not. On the other hand, a sadguru is one who shares all our joys, sorrows, problems, and thoughts. A sadguru is like the head of a family. He is a guide, a father, and he thinks and cares about his disciples. He feels sad to see them in sorrow and feels satisfied on seeing them happy. When there is such a deep attachment, then the relation of a body and soul is formed between a guru and a disciple. Then the soul cannot be separated from the body, and if they do get separated, there is an undescribable restlessness because the supplement of the soul is far away from it. It is the duty of a guru to create such a restlessness in the disciple, and such a longing is a proud possession of a disciple because it is this eagerness which encourages him onto the path of totality. There is no basis of any selfishness in this yearning because the relation between a guru and disciple is not a mere physical one. Several times I have repeated to you that there is no physical relation between you and me. I am not your son, I am not your father, I am no relative of yours, I do not belong to your social circle, and neither am I your friend. In fact, there is no physical bond with you. It is just a bond of souls. If you really wish to see me, you shall be able to do so with your soul and not with your temporal vision. You won't be able to recognize me by looking at my dress. When I shall roam about with you, you shall say to yourself, Guruji is a simple man. What is so special about him? You won't be able to realize my true form because you are looking with a mundane vision. The day you see me with the eyes of your soul, a restlessness shall be born in you, and you shall become overtly anxious if I do not turn up even for 2 hours. This impatience to be with the Guru is the best jewel, the best treasure of a disciple, if he is in real terms a disciple. In such a state, a disciple cannot remain without his Guru, and neither can the Guru feel happy without his disciple. The first and the last duty of a Guru is to bestow totality in the life of a disciple. And if he does no such thing, then he is just a beggar who makes a living on the few rupees which his disciples offer to him. He may have collected 5 lakh rupees by deceiving them. There are such fake gurus who build temples and ashrams, and even I could have done this, but I do not believe in such hypocrisy. I do not wish to have thousands of followers. If I am able to prepare 10, or if not 10, even 5 true disciples, then the purpose of my life shall be fulfilled. In the vast skies, there is only one sun which illuminates the whole world. Even 1,000 stars together cannot take its place. And I think that if I am able to give this world just one sun, it shall be better than 1,000 stars. Salvation is a word which has held mankind in awe since time immemorial, but very few know what it actually means. Liberation from all debts is salvation. Salvation does not mean death or a journey to the heavens. Mukti or salvation means freedom. It means acquiring a desired form, a desired state. You were born, this in itself was not an extraordinary event. It was just a result of coming together of a man and a woman. If you acquire a transcendental vision, you shall see thousands of souls wandering about, anxious to enter a womb. The souls which are selfish, false and deceiving, by hook or crook, manage to enter into a womb when a child is conceived. You too entered in the same way, hence your birth was nothing so remarkable. You did not even have the capability to enter whichever womb you wished to. A soul which has attained moksha or salvation takes birth only when it wishes to, and is even able to enter the womb of its choice. It may not even take birth and may remain in Siddhashram for 2 years, 10 years, or even 1,000 years. Rama was born to Devaki in the form of Krishna after 2500 years. For 2500 years, his soul remained in Siddhashram, waiting for the right moment to take birth again. It had such a power and capability, hence it could remain in its dynamic form in Siddhashram for so long. For attaining salvation, every person, whether it is you or me, has to become free of all debts. If a disciple brings me even a glass of water to drink, then I shall become indebted to him, whether the disciple so wishes or not. The disciple may think that he is doing so on his own, but it is a natural process, and if you offer your services to me, then I shall surely become indebted to you. Until this debt remains, it shall be impossible for me to attain salvation. When I know of this debt, I also know the way of getting rid of it. That is, by giving divine knowledge to the disciple, by giving him sermons, by sharing his sorrows and happiness, and by initiating him onto the path of totality. If you have given me 2 rupees, I have given you something of the same worth. The disciple generally receives more than what he has offered. Hence, an ordinary guru distributes his personal tasks only among a very few disciples. He washes his clothes himself and gives very few chances to the disciples for offering their services. But a sadguru gives more and more work to his disciples so that the debts keep mounting, and so that he can give back something valuable under the pretext of paying back his debts. Only on receiving something, some knowledge from the Guru, a disciple attains totality in life. A sadguru is never greedy or selfish. He wishfully avails the services of his disciples. He gets more and more work done because he can then give more and more. Thus he instills a part of the powers of his sadhana and initiates the disciple onto the path of divinity.